Why, hello there everyone. I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. Minasan, konbanwa. Good evening everyone. And yeah, this video is posted on a Sunday, and allow me to explain. So typically I upload on Tuesdays and Fridays. And Friday it was my birthday, so I took that day off. And originally I was going to post on Saturday, the next day after, but what ended up happening was that I ended up working that day, so now you're seeing this on a Sunday. And today we are pairing up some Monocentropus balfouri, also known as the Socotra Island blue-leg Baboon Tarantula. So when it comes to the pairing of this video, it was relatively short, only about 8 minutes total. So there really isn't going to be a lot of cuts in this video because it was a short pairing. But anyhow though, I hope you viewers enjoyed this one, and honestly, it was very smooth going. I really didn't have to do anything other than introducing the male to the female's enclosure, and pretty much the male did the rest on his own. So this female that you're seeing being paired will be my 4th female that I paired this year when it comes to the Monocentropus balfouri, and I still do have a lot of slings that I produced from last time, so unless I sell them all away, I'm relatively not going to be needing any more. So someone did reach out to me and ask if I'm still a private tarantula breeder and if I'm selling some slings as a private tarantula breeder still, and yes I am. I'm still always and will be a private tarantula breeder no matter what. So by all means feel free to ask me if I have something for sale or if I'm producing something, because usually it comes and goes in my collection, everything's tangible. So what I mean by that is, by the time you contact me, sometimes I might have something left, other times it might be sold out. But still though, if anyone who is watching this is looking to buy some inventory, by all means feel free to reach out to me. And I would truly also appreciate it if people don't try to bargain all the time, because as a private tarantula breeder, our prices are pretty much as bottom low as can be, so when somebody tries to wiggle out more lower prices from us, honestly it just doesn't make sense and we just move on to the next person. So a couple to a few years ago, I actually did produce Monocentropus balfouri, and I sold a group of 10 of them for about $40, so essentially wholesale, 10 piece, $4 a piece, and someone tried to bargain it for lower. And honestly, if you're trying to bargain like that, you're not going to get anybody selling or buying from you. And honestly, it just wasn't worth my time, and this person just kept sending emails asking for lower prices. But anyhow though, that was kind of annoying, but yeah, that's how being a private tarantula breeder works. We're usually the go-to when it comes to a lot of the tarantula vendors and sellers that you see online, and I promise you're never going to see Monocentropus balfouri for $4 a sling for a group of 10. That just would never happen. You're going to see slings for a group of 10 for about $20 a piece, so $200 total. That's probably the lowest or the most affordable you can get it, but if you can find a private tarantula breeder, that will save you so much money. But as a private tarantula breeder, I'm also very picky about who I choose to sell to and who I choose to work with, because when you're pricing things very low, at the bottom barrel as a private tarantula breeder, you're pretty much going to be the person that's going to be the most vulnerable to scams. So you have to be very careful. But overall though, the story is pretty much the same. Us private tarantula breeders are the one who's providing to pretty much your vendors and your online businesses that are selling tarantulas, and they're pretty much the ones that are going to pretty much jack up the price as high as they can. And in simple terms is maximizing profits and essentially pretty much trying to cut costs at every corner they can. And the best part is that you'll never know where they got their slings from. You would just think they produced them themselves, which, here's a secret. Most of the times they don't. But you don't have to believe me. I'm just somebody who's been working in this industry and the market behind the scenes. And honestly, I'm just so tired. And you just kind of have to learn to accept it, that this market will always screw us small private tarantula breeders. I think one good solution is to always credit the people you're buying from, but I don't know, maybe that's too much, because then it will make the tarantula vendors look really bad, because you would just see that like 70% of their stock came from somebody else and they didn't actually produce any of the slings they got. But hey, I'm not going to say too much now because I don't want to get blacklisted, because it happens. So I guess that's as much as I can say for now. But anyhow though, coming back into this Monocentropus balfouri pairing, the male does a great job and the female is very receptive. So when it comes to pairing the species, females are very nice on the males. I have never seen an aggressive female towards a male ever for the species. So in my personal experience and my personal opinion, if somebody is actually trying to get into old world tarantulas and breeding old world tarantula species, I do recommend Monocentropus balfouri as the go-to for starters. So typically when it comes to somebody jumping into old world tarantulas and pairing them up for the first time, there's usually 3 species I recommend: Heartbacteriopocropes, OBT, and Monocentropus balfouri. Now look, we're not talking about the markets here, so I'm not going to tell you that these species will sell very well in the market. All I'm saying is that if you're looking for experience, these 3 are pretty much the go-to if you're trying to work with old world tarantulas for the first time. But this is basically just coming from my experience and my opinion as well, so to each their own. So coming back into this pairing video though, the male pretty much finishes up around here, and he pretty much just walks out casually with no issue, no aggression from the female whatsoever, which is a good thing, and honestly that's really about it. So I guess I wrap it up around here. So, as the typical, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I upload every single Tuesday and Friday here on this channel, and also support me on my social medias such as my IG and Patreon. Shout out to my Patreon members such as Kale for keeping the spiders fed, and more exclusive content to come, and I'm still working on it guys, so stay tuned for that. And with that, stay lax and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.